All right, everybody, so this is Jen again. Jen, what did you think about your partner's response to the question?
It was really interesting because she was talking about how women in her society won't necessarily take certain jobs if they're deemed for men. And I thought that was really interesting in how her society has made a lot of leaps and bounds for women equality, but there are still some things that they couldn't change. And I thought that was really interesting because obviously in America we have like not similar issues, but like we've come a long way, but there are certain roles and certain jobs that women have to fight even harder for because they're considered a man's job. CEOs, for example, of Fortune 500 companies.
So, just given that, do you think gender equality is considered important in all communities?
Oh, definitely not. I think it's very considered based off of how you were raised, the government, whether or not the government deems it important, because even if there's individuals within a society that deem it important, doesn't mean that the whole does. So I definitely think that a lot of communities, just based off of history and still beliefs that are prevalent today, there's just still a lack of importance on the issue of gender equality.
And you kind of touched on this a little bit with your answer just now, but how do you think your community or other people's communities play a role in influencing gender norms?
I think people do that just by the way they treat one another, and I think by the way they react to different people within different job sources. For example, when people hear of a stay-at-home dad, it's weird, but when people hear of a stay-at-home mom, that's normal. A woman as a teacher, a woman as a nurse compared to a male, I mean, those are getting better, but or like I said earlier, a woman in a Fortune 500 company running as a CEO running the business, that's not necessarily always heard of, or a woman like truck drivers, like just random things. So like I think based off of job and the way people believe in certain things and how they react to them is definitely how people play a role in that.
Thank you, Jen.
You're welcome.